Hello, welcome, I'm SimUK. Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC is a refreshing revelation. Yes, it took 8 years, or actually 9 in my case, for it to come out on the PC, but I think it was well worth the wait, as the Red Dead Redemption 2 campaign harbours one of the most immersive and cohesive, realistic gaming experiences to date.
Bring him in here!
The campaign is set 12 years before Red Dead Redemption in the year 1899, when John Marsden was just a young man. This time round you will fulfil the role of Arthur Morgan, a gritty, hard-working, no messing around cowboy who was raised by and remains loyal to Dutch Van der Linde and his gang.
Miss Gaskell, get that fire lit quick. Miss Jones, bring in whatever blankets we have. Mr. Pearson, see what we've got in terms of food.
Davy's dead.
The storyline is gritty, well written and so compelling that it is likely to capture your imagination and entice you to want to keep playing, which is a flipping good thing because the campaign can take as little as 50 hours or last almost indefinitely thanks to the open world freedom that is available to you. You start the game off by escaping the law after a good job goes bad, and with weather conditions worsening, it is a stark and tenacious introduction to the game.
Listen to me, all of you, for a moment. Now, we've had, well, a bad couple of days. I loved Davy, Jenny, Sean, Mac. They may be okay. We don't know. But we lost some folks. Now, if I could throw myself in the ground, in their stead, I'd do it, gladly. But we are gonna ride out, and we are gonna find some food. Everybody, we're safe now. There ain't nobody following us through a storm like this one. And by the time they get here, well, we're gonna be long gone. We've been through worse than this before. Mr. Pearson, Miss Grimshaw, I need you to turn this place into a camp. We may be here for a few days. Now, all of you, get yourselves warm. Stay strong. Stay with me. We ain't done yet. Come on, Arthur.
The opening hour or two will include many cutscenes in order to appropriately set the tone. It does so very well, and as RDR2 calculates and delivers a silky smooth transition to cutscenes that's irrespective of where you are positioned within the game when the transition starts, it allows you to stay immersed in the experience. This is something I have personally wanted to see in games for a very, very long time, and seeing it here further strengthens my opinion about how immersion breaking it is when it's done poorly.
Sean, we don't know quite a business. Yeah.
I'm glad you're all right, Micah.
Always. Ask him if he's seen John.
Hey, have you seen John, Micah?
Didn't see much of anything once this storm came in.
The characters and voice acting in RDR2 are of an extremely high calibre, with some of the original RDR stars returning to keep consistency super high. Nothing seems forced or unbelievable. Here, every character is convincing and engaging, and you actually start to create feelings and opinions towards each of them quickly. As a result, you will care more about what they say.
That's quite a scratch you got there.
Never thought I'd say this, but it's good to see you, Arthur Morgan.
The AI for the main storyline NPCs is very impressive and reactive. The generic AI behaviour from NPCs that you encounter on the road to anywhere is not exactly perfect, but I'll talk about that a bit later. The gang AI interaction, though, is incredibly authentic, with references not only to your existence, but also your current behaviour, your historic behaviour, and also past encounters.
Well, we can't go back the way we came. Let's try this way.
Ain't you a sorry sight?
Can't? argue with you there.
The towns and small holdings all feel truly lifelike, lived in, and, more importantly, alive. There are countless small attention to detail elements that you might easily miss, like a dog trying to catch a critter that is hidden underneath a porch, for example. The NPCs are all interacting with each other and interacting with you based on what you are doing and what you have previously done.
Am I glad to see you?
Here's your horseback, friend.
Oh, you really were just borrowing it.
Appreciate it.
I've got to say that the NPCs do tend to react a little too aggressively and a little too quickly. Simply walking past someone might well end up in a gunfight, which is quite frustrating.
Howdy. Shit!
Hey, watch it. Do you want to die? Do you? Next time will be your last time, you hear me? You had your chance. You're a dead man. Damn it!
There we go.
If you do accidentally bump into someone waiting around for the law, and apologising can often remove the bounty and any potential jail time. The in-game audio is so good that there is nothing to talk about. Now, that might seem completely counterintuitive, but what I mean by that is that every little floorboard squeak, gust of wind or ambient audio sound that you hear off in the distance is done to such a high standard that it just feels right, feels normal, and it adds bucket loads to the immersion. And I am grateful beyond words for the attention that the audio has received in this game. The map is vast, with snowy capped mountains, plains and swamps, all streaming with wildlife, which is everywhere. And whilst that's great for hunting, it's also potentially perilous too.
Easy. Not too close.
You're fine, old man.
Of course I'm fine. It's nothing. Nothing at all.
Thank you, I think. That was fun.
You know what, Arthur Morgan? I'm a little old and beaten up to be after the biggest game. You can have this.
What is it?
It's a map. A man in a bar gave it to me. Well, I stole it from him, but that's another story. He said it told him where to find some real...
The environments in between towns all show significant attention to detail, and in no way do they feel like an afterthought. There are numerous further contributions to immersion along the way, with plentiful and varied situations that unfold right in front of your eyes. Attending to these mini-missions is in no way a requirement, but often it helps to pass the time when making a long journey.
What the devil are you looking at?
I'm sorry?
All of this is further compounded by the wonderful artwork, the realistic environments and the lighting, plus the extensive variety of characters, opportunities and encounters that you can find yourself caught up in at any moment. Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC is incredible and certainly worthy of a purchase, but it's not 100% perfect, at least not yet. The PC stability and optimization results are not great. Holding a solid 60 FPS on Ultra is simply not possible with my GTX 1080 Ti and 9800K. That's with 32GB of 3200MHz DDR4 RAM and multiple SSDs. I haven't spent a lot of time tweaking, so I really think that better FPS can be achieved within the game, but I do tend to stay above 40 FPS at 1080p or higher, and that is certainly playable. The PC release has also been plagued with bugs and physics-related issues, especially when dealing with collisions. One of the most annoying bugs is when your loadout changes, which happens almost constantly, leaving you high and dry unexpectedly. I do expect there to be lots of improvements from Rockstar over the coming weeks and months, and I'm sure that these issues will improve as a result. There are a lot of commands in this game, and for some unknown reason, the default keybinds appear to require each command to have their very own specific button or key combo. This really is not necessary on PC, but is a legacy issue from the console adaptation. Situational aware commands would significantly cut down the number of button combos required and make mistakes far less likely to happen.
Penny for the blind.
In RDR2, actions do have consequences. Sometimes you choose to do the things to further your reputation in a particular direction, and sometimes you accidentally do something that ruins what was otherwise a perfectly generous moment, like here, when I was trying to give this blind man $1 and accidentally shot him in the face 5 times. Oh god. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I did that by accident. If you do commit a small crime in town, simply staying back and apologising will often diffuse the situation. Bigger crimes like this, though, will probably demand prison time. But I can't show you that because, well, you'll have to catch me first.
You stop right now, you drunken fool! I said stop! You'll never take me alive!
You do have to look after yourself in this game, as health, stamina and body temperature are all part of the course, which is absolutely fantastic. Your hair and your beard will grow, and you will get dirty and smelly over time. There are chores to complete within the camp as well, which help boost camp morale and also unlock Deadeye upgrades. Eating too little or too much will result in stamina changes, and in order to eat, you will need to hunt, which includes tracking, bows and arrows, and even fishing. Now, the fishing mechanics in this game are not that great, but it is quite impressive that there's not just 1 or 2 single types of fish available. I believe there's more than 30. If you don't want to fish, you can also blow up fish with dynamite or shoot them with the bow and arrow.
You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten. Are you trying to make your lure look like a dead fish? They won't be interested if it ain't moving.
Having a watch that you can look at is pretty great, but it shows that time does move just a little bit too fast in my humble opinion. I find that transitions from night to day all happen a little bit too quickly, but really nothing can be done about that. The game runs well with first and third person over the shoulder views. Both are pretty good, and for once I am happy to run and play in third person mode.
Cat, ain't that so, Arthur?
Whatever you say. How much you cost, anyway?
Well, ain't that a nice way to talk to a lady?
Oh, I didn't know I was talking to a lady.
Excuse me.
Well, I must say, you got a fine way with the women, amigo.
Yeah, regular dandy and a charmer. Where's Bill?
Oh, man, I dread to think about it. Hey! There he is.
Watch where you're going. Take it
Are
easy,
you about to
pal.
kiss that guy or punch him?
Oh, and we have our answer.
You want to dust up, or you got it?
Come on, free boy. Good work, McKinley. Ready, boy?
Knock his head off! You won't be so pretty when I'm gone. You won't be so pretty when I'm gone. You show, Tommy.
beg you, stop. Come, sir. You won the fight already. Surely that's enough.
What business is it of yours?
No business. No business, sir, but please, I beg you.
They say that money makes the world go round, and the approach upon which you decide to make money, it comes from a varied set of options, from horse hustling to selling pelt. And yet, despite horse genitalia not only being present but also reactive to weather conditions, I kid you not, we cannot breed our own horses or livestock, which is a bit of a shame. I would happily play this game out for years, just tending to my cattle and horses, selling it to the local butcher or equine experts, maybe with the occasional trip to the local hotel for a special bath. Another frustrating omission is the inability to go prone. It's simply not in this game. Just to rub salt into the wound, there are numerous cutscenes where you have to watch your character, wait for it, go prone. The ability to go prone would be useful for accuracy when hunting, when ambushing, and even hiding from the law. Unfortunately, with everything else in this game being so unbelievably realistic, this is pretty much a crazy thing to leave out. And why, pray tell, can I walk at a slightly faster pace when I'm in a building or in base camp, but I can't do it out in the open world? Instead, I am limited to too slow or too fast. Why can't I have some sort of progressive speed system there? Why can't I have a slow walk, a fast walk, a jog, a run, and a sprint? That would be much better.
What did you say? What? I said, what did you say?
Oh, buddy, shut up, mister.
Yeah, shut your mouth, mister.
The game has something called cinematic mode, which is absolutely fantastic, especially for long journeys. Although, be warned, you might still get jumped and killed when in this view. Customization upgrades for you, your clothes, your horse and your guns are plentiful, and focusing on a good persona can reward you with massive discounts.
Damn it, Lenny, stop slumping.
Getting back to the topic of horses, as in this game they are absolutely key, and the responsibilities and rewards that owning your own horse include are impressive, but horses are an area where I think more could and possibly should have been done. Horses are so important in Red Dead Redemption 2 that they have had extensive attention to detail placed upon them, and I'm not just talking bollocks.
You're a good friend to me, Arthur.
Cheers.
A horse's ears indicate their level of calmness. When pinned back, a horse is agitated. Upright or forwards indicates that they're calm. This is true in real life. Keeping your horse fed, clean and healthy is absolutely critical, as it would have been back in the time period. If you overfeed or underfeed your horse, it will gain or lose weight, which affects speed and stamina. Unfortunately, although your horse can die, it seemingly cannot get injured, despite the occasional physics meltdown. Nor do horses age, which is especially disappointing. I have seen that stables do offer an insurance system which can actually bring back your horse from the dead. This might be online only, I certainly haven't used it myself. But when buying a horse, there is also no mention of the horse's gender, although I reiterate the attention to detail in RDR2. As such, there are other, more realistic ways in which you can tell what gender your horse is. But we still can't breed them anyway. Emotional attachment to your horse is highly likely. So, if the horse did age and got too old to ride, or it was possible for your horse to get injured and become partially lame, then you might have to decide to put that horse down. Again, this is a reality of the times and would be perfectly within the RDR2 remit. In stark contrast to the high level of detail placed upon horses, the horse's manes and tail are surprisingly rigid. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even notice or care about such a drawback, but because everything else related to horses is so unbelievably accurate, This really stands out to me, and I simply cannot stop seeing it. You can own multiple horses in RDR2, and you can have up to 3 horses follow you at any time by using the long whistle follow me command. This is cool, but having the ability to hitch a wagon to one of your older horses would make long journeys even more authentic and even more fun.
All right, boy.
There is a fast travel feature available in the game, but you will not get to use it until you're about 25% of the way through the campaign. Fast travel is a one-way ticket, which is pretty great, but you can always just jump on the train or a carriage and head back that way. One of the things I dislike most when playing this game is if you do take a train ride and you get off the train at the other end, your horse will be there. Okay, so why not just allow us to put the horse on the train and then have the option not to take the horse with us? I think that would be better, but that's just me. Guns are another area that requires care and attention. The modelling, the audio, and even the requirement to cock the next round in your rifle are incredibly rewarding. But they also need to be maintained, cleaned and oiled in order to remain operational, and this is tremendous attention to detail, and it adds to the immersion. There's even an app that you can download which allows you to watch and manipulate your map in real time, not to mention keep track of your progress. RDR2 is astounding, absolutely astounding. Rockstar's ability to not only tell a story but to allow you to immerse yourself within it is flabbergasting. It can make you laugh, it can make you cry, and it can even make you believe. I understand there are aliens in the game somewhere. And it's all done seamlessly in an atmosphere that has been handcrafted to damn near perfection. The actors involved with this game have won awards, quite rightly so. Rockstar have earned my respect and my gratitude, and if you allow yourself to become immersed in RDR2, then RDR2 will have a lasting effect on you as a result. RDR2 will create lasting memories, new desires, and above all else, Red Dead Redemption 2 proves that there is nothing to fear but for fear itself. And this is just the single player campaign review. There's also an online multiplayer option to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button. Take care till next time. Bye for now.
Let me ride on the ring-dang-doo, the ring-dang-doo. Now what is that? It's soft and round like a pussycat. Got a hole in the middle and it's split in two. That's what you call a ring-dang-doo. Her father come in angrily said, "Now you have lost your maidenhead. Pack bags and coat bags to make your living off a ring-dang-doo, the ring-dang-doo. Now what is that? It's soft and round like a pussycat. Got a hole in the middle, it's split. And that's what you call a ring-dang-doo." She went on.